Penis.
Penis.
Coitus. Oh, we've got double music there.
Phallus.
Right. Everyone hear music? It's quiet. It's starting at the moment.
Yeah, it's quiet.
There you go. Cool. Right. So, we dive once again. Sorry if you heard a pop then. I don't know if you did or not. Dive back into the story, following Dragma, as I need a map to remember everything, otherwise I don't. Here it is. As you are on the edge of the Vermaloc Wildwood, helping a group of Kryn Dynasty soldiers set up a small military outpost. As you bumped into them not a week earlier. Each and every one of you providing help where you could, and your knowledge, applying your knowledge of where you can, whether that is tending to medical health and ailments, patrolling, making sure that the surrounding area was safe and not being watched, commenting on the structural integrity of walls and buildings, whether they were listened to or not, and a great big long list from Adorna of scrying on individuals, foraging for herbs and roots, and just getting to know the land around her, and not cooking at all. As you waited for the return of their commander, who you'd organized a meeting with the sway of the Dusk Watcher mosque. People in the close being really loud. It's impressive. So I've got music and headphones on.
Welcome to my world.
Well, yes, I know that is a very good point. Yeah, that's what you kind of did for the week until he and two of his counterparts arrived in camp. Was given an update and a lowdown of the outpost that had been created and built, and advised on how things could be done better, or approving of the work that had been done, and then came to talk to you guys, and you found out that he had been pitched up in Dramarin itself, trying to gain information on what is really happening in this hobgoblin society in the fortress that is Dramarin. You said that you wish to gain knowledge or information of how to pass through or around, or however to or traverse the Penumbra Range, which he returned saying, well, they have gained intel that the hobgoblins are attempting to dig tunnels from their fortress through the range towards Rasona to, well, make an attack on the capital, and that there may be stray routes or dead ends that have failed or they went the wrong direction. And you could come along to find that in your own way with help, well, and for you to help him do some negotiations and tell some lies that the hobgoblins from the Iothian moorlands and the many hosts of Iglothad were interested in creating an alliance between the two factions, and talks were to be made, and you were to be the additional entourage and small herd to enter the fortress. And with that, you arose the next morning, gathered your stuff, put on your armor and your clothing, said goodbye to your hole that did you so well, and left and left the outpost.
This-
And on your way out, Kelkis, you handed a small piece of parchment with the exact layout of every single hole that you'd mapped.
Of course.
It
of course.
took him about 3 hours to say goodbye to all the souls.
Yeah. I even dug some a little bit deeper just as I was leaving.
One could
Yeah.
say this interaction has not left him whole.
It's a holy pilgrimage.
Mhm.
Oh, wow. That is actually Kelkis's goal. He is on a holy pilgrimage. through-
These puns
This
are
is
on a
just
whole
this is
other
just a
level.
small section of it of his lifetime.
I just woke up one day and was like, I need to dig holes.
Yes,
Possessed by a dog.
Find his old diary. It's like hunting statistics, and then like hole. Oh, that's where it ends.
Dug a big hole today. Very safe, very protected. Slight 5% clay, slight amount of dimaceous earth. Excellent.
So, Dragma, what would you like to do?
Can I ask something? DM.
Yes, sorry, I thought you
no,
just kicked
no,
straight
it's
into
okay.
it.
How long would it take me to be able to see the dragon stuff? Like, if I flew there, how long would it take me?
Oh, to get to the beacon
Yeah, alone.
alone. That was, oh gosh, where was that again? Was that on the edge of the moorland? Was
Yeah.
that here?
Yeah,
I
something
just
like
pinged it. Yeah, it was around
I
there.
think so.
So I think it would take you there and back. I think it would take you about a day and a half, I'd say. I guess maybe day and a half.
I am not trying to go there. I want to be able to see it from.
See it? Well, it depends how and what kind of see it from afar, as in, because there's,
Just to check if it is still there.
if it's still there. Okay. Well, in the grand scheme of things, it's obviously a 60-foot wide pit or shallow pit. So you'd need to get reasonably close, like within a mile. I'm would say, or two.
Yeah, but I will be flying. Oh.
Yeah. Just trying to gain a thought of being up in the air and gauging a mile away and seeing if I can.
So you can probably say like maybe like 3 miles.
Yeah.
I'd say like
Yeah.
a hole that size,
Yeah.
which doesn't make too much of a difference
No.
time-wise.
No, exactly.
No, okay. Never mind.
We're traveling back with the drow, right?
Yes. Have you got everything? Yes.
Yeah, I have
Not left
all
anything behind other than your holes, I hear.
Yeah.
just one
Good.
Very important,
private
very
going with a shovel. I'm like, oh god, so many of them.
Those holes
Oh.
will provide a good defense in future.
Yes, there are some strategic pros to digging holes. Tend to be on the outside of your defenses. If they're inside, means that they're already in there and you're just causing yourself an issue. But
Always have a backup.
yes, okay.
Yeah, sometimes you need to back up into a hole.
Yeah. I will see if that works for me one day, maybe.
What, pray it doesn't rain?
Pray it doesn't. Yes, it would be also good if it doesn't rain. So, and he begins to, as you kind of trail off into the bright, vivid oranges and reds of the wildwood canopy above you, he, out of a side pouch that he's got slung over his shoulder, that Merrick, you noticed that he wasn't carrying when he entered. He begins to pull out pieces of very finely made pieces of metal with a very that is just long shaft and a slight hook on the end. Very, very thin piece. It's not like a pickaxe where it's got a lot of weight behind in its head. It's just this very slender piece of hooked metal at the end. And hands a pair out to each of you. As these will be for you to keep. Just hold on to them. They'll be useful in time.
What is it?
Making an investigation check.
I'll help you.
What is it? I'm gonna ask.
Oh well, it can be a surprise. Don't worry.
Well, with advantage, you get
Awesome.
aid.
I'll just roll again. Where are we? Ting. 16.
16. Something that you haven't really seen before. You can definitely tell that it is a tool of some kind. But you kind of remember that he asked if you had brought any climbing gear or pitons. So I guess that this is that.
Yay.
Is this for climbing?
Oh,
I think-
well, yeah, you could say it's for climbing.
Never seen this thing before. Can I dig a hole with it?
Well, you can try when you have the time.
Excellent, I will.
Give me some feedback. I'm eager to hear. Hasn't been tried before.
Interesting.
Oh god.
Oh, and another thing. So, as we kind of discussed yesterday, we'll be under the guise of illusory magic, a spell, a reasonably potent spell. But there is a chance that that we may be rumbled. So these are for you, just in reserve as well. And him and his two counterparts, his counterpart, you hear a clink of glass, and you have some vials passed around to you. Goes, this is specifically tailored to make you appear or change your appearance a bit more physically to the Dramaran hobgoblins. So, if you feel like you need to, well, the spell is broken or dropped, or for whatever reason that problems may arise, you may want to use this to hopefully re-blend back in.
Is this a physical transformation like the polymorph spell?
Yes, this is, yes. So you may add a potion of polymorph.
And specifically a hobgoblin.
Yeah, a Dramaran hobgoblin.
Well, this is polymorph blade.
Hopefully it won't come to this. And we'll be able to...
Polymorph.
It's a custom item, right? We're adding a custom item.
Yeah, I think it is a custom item.
I do that again.
If one person has managed to make it easily, just times it by 4 and everyone will have one.
Oh wait, here we go.
Okay, cool.
I've also added climbing tool thingy to my inventory.
Yes, you can also
Or-
add that.
Or possibly hole digging thingy.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, I should put climbing or maybe hole digging thingy.
Or digging thingy, yeah. Pair of.
I'm gonna walk up next to the commander.
Mhm.
Have you met this matron before?
No, we've been utilizing a number of these potions to make sure that we blend in with the general populace. There are a number of drow and dragonborn that reside within, and other goblin kin that reside within the fortress, but it's predominantly hobgoblins. But being drow, you tend to be heavily, and being new to the settlement, you'd be very heavily scrutinized and
Looked upon?
painfully interrogated to make sure that you weren't a spy for the dynasty.
And how many of these drow or potentially hobgoblins are loyal?
I think we've managed to get... Well, we have got a number of inside members that has given us the ability to blend in as new hobgoblins. They've managed to sow enough seed that there's brothers and sisters that were away. So they've been there or siblings that, should I say, that there are some older individuals that have been there for a very long time. Well, we weren't really sure whether they were loyal to the dynasty or not, but it turns out they are. They just lost themselves for a long while. We understand that when people have to go undercover, that loss of communication is a high probability.
It is.
And we should probably... You passed through the many hosts.
Yes.
Do you happen to remember the name of the leader of the village? Of the
Which one?
hobgoblins or the goblin kin?
I'm just gonna look back at the door now.
I don't know if we heard it, did we?
I think you heard some of the names, admittedly, but I will say that during the whole speech, when you were under the big canopy of the tent and everything, Casey would have, like, sort of
Gurak
pointed
the
out.
Stitched. Maybe?
I will.
I roll history.
You may roll a history check.
12.
12. Were you there for that conversation? Yeah, you were.
Yeah,
You went in, didn't you?
Ruckles Fizzle Death?
That was the knoll, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, all my notes are pretty much, oh my god, I killed Casey. Oh my god, I killed Casey.
Yeah. Oh my god, he killed Casey.
Great minds.
Okay, so the how did I come up with that knoll name? Why did I just make that up? I think I must have just made that up. Wow. So the hobgoblin folk from the village was named. So this can be their surname.
Wait, what did you say? Sorry.
I can't say it, so I'm going to put it in
So
discussion.
this is the.
I have Garen Cobbin in my notes.
Javan Cobbin was the necromancer that you
Yes.
slayed.
Okay, yeah.
Oshinik Ka.
So yeah, but I thought, but Casey, kind of pointed out that the village is actually named or by their leader, or named after their leader.
Would the soldiers know? Just like the names of the ones we're going with. Surely they would have.
Well, so he goes, that is it. We've been struggling to remember what it was exactly. So I'm going to be his son. And I have brought on some advisors. We're aware that we know for a fact that in terms of military power, or where can I go away? There we go. The hobgoblins of Tremarin are vastly more fierce and bloodthirsty and regimented in comparison to the hobgoblins of the many hosts. So they won't be overly desiring that aspect of the negotiations. Yes, we will be helpful in some circumstances, but we will be looked down upon in terms of that in particular. So we need to come up with, well, decide on some angles that we will be able to aid with their endeavor, though we do not know that they are trying to traverse through the Penumbra Range. We could make sure that we have advisors such as yourself, that so making sure that we could provide well, survivability and directional, like that we are master hunters and just have the ability to track and trace and find routes through anywhere, as the wastes are barren and disorientating just as much as the ranges.
If it comes up, Dorna can. I'm not sure it will work with the magic, illusion magic, but she can move Earth.
Yes.
Okay. Well, we don't need to prove that we can.
No, but if it
necessary.
comes up as a way in to gain the trust or access, even.
Conveniently, with you being at the outpost, I know a lot of your skills that you can quite clearly talk about without having to lie, which is good.
I can't lie.
Well, you won't need to, because you can be scouting and patrolling, making sure that things where they are constructing is safe and secure, spotting, and you will survive out in the middle of nowhere, completely isolated, and be fine and be able to get back with word of incoming issues.
Was
Do
it
you
them
need to
that
lie
came
about that?
Was it them that came to us for help? Or was it...
We managed to spread the rumors within the fortress that maybe we should reach out to the many hosts.
Food arrived, I'll be right back.
Cool. And that the villages of the hosts were disgruntled with the dynasty's reign over them. So they reached out to us.
Okay.
So make them ask for help. We shouldn't go there cap in hand. Let them tell us what they want us to do.
But I just want to make sure that we are planned so we can say what we can do if they ask for our help.
Yeah.
Instead of bumbling over lies and fumbling our way through it. Having people speak with knowledge that is educated and informative is better than someone trying to lie their way through it, especially within negotiations.
But in the same coin, or same whatever, trying to blather our way into things might make us seem desperate, weak. They might get suspicious.
Very true. But I feel that if a question or an ask arises, I feel that with you guys' very varied pieces of knowledge, you'll have the confidence to speak and answer in such a way.
What if we brought some sort of evidence that we don't like the dynasty?
That would probably be a sign of savagery and
Yes.
what
Like
do you
head
have in
of
mind?
Someone important.
Me?
No. I didn't say
Good.
that. No.
I was just checking.
No.
Who do you have in mind?
I don't know if they would know the person though. While we were with the Dusk Watcher, we were helping him. We killed, what was his name of again? Javon. Something. Give me a second. I'm trying.
The Javan Cobbin, yes.
Yes.
The exiled.
Would they know that if he was exiled?
Well, perhaps not. They have been disconnected from the dynasty for, well, since the dynasty really established itself. They may know who they are. It would be risky, perhaps.
What if we were to put on a uniform on him and then bring his body completely?
You have his body.
Might.
We don't?
Did we not bury it?
Can get it.
No, is there not a corpse in our bag of holding? Or was that Casey?
No, the
she-
mosque has Casey.
No.
No, we buried her.
Oh yeah, that is true. Yeah, you buried her. Sorry, my bad. Forgot about that bit.
Yeah, he wasn't allowed to take her.
Hmm.
If nothing else, as a sign of, I don't know, respect, savagery, whatever you said. Do you have the dog tags we found with you?
Yes, I do.
They may need to serve the dynasty one more time.
Members of family and next of kin have been informed already, so
I know it's somewhat dishonorable to do it with the dead, but
well, none of them were consecuted, so there's no chance of them returning.
I mean, I've returned.
Well, there's that way, yes, which is not known, but I think what probably many of you don't really fully understand is consecution and the life cycle of the Luxon, the dynasty itself.
What does it mean to be consecuted? I've heard it mentioned.
Daniel, you can make a Arcana or religion or medicine check. Any of those?
Medicine.
Let's. I would say religion probably fits in more, does it? Or is it something religious? I mean, I could roll like medicine because it's my high square, but religion's decent as well.
It's whichever you feel that suits what he's talking about. It's
14.
14. You've also heard or read this word before. Definitely not a huge amount of information or knowledge of it from the Empire or your upbringing and your, what is it called? What are they bloody called? What are monk places called?
Monastery.
Temple.
Monastery. Bloody hell, Jesus.
Just the fucking noise coming from upstairs right now is unreal.
Are they banging?
It's not just banging. It's like there's like 5 people jumping on the floor and there's very loud music.
There's a gangbang.
I think they're kids jumping on the floor.
I hope it's not a gangbang.
I think it's bullshit.
And what you have like known or read about there's there is a cycle of that life begins again and you are reborn.
Is there any like rites that have to be done for this to happen, or is this?
Yes, there is a ritualistic element to procedure of being consecrated. Yes.
Does that involve the body of the dead, which is why these soldiers haven't been consecrated? Is it?
You're unsure,
Okay.
and that's where the kind of lack of knowledge begins to kick in.
Okay.
So it's basically reincarnation.
Somewhat, yes.
Yeah, that's alright.
No, I am not asking it as character. Is it the I am asking as me. Is it the reincarnation that we know of in this world?
In terms of this, no. It's I don't know.
Yes
It's
and
kind
no,
of yes and no.
It is
Re-
as in you're like you die, you come back to life, but there seems to be other stuff
Reincarnation in
going
our
on.
word is that you have been past things. Consecrated is you are still you, just jump bodies when you die.
Okay.
And you need to. I can metagame this whole thing, but I don't want to, if you don't know. Because I, of
Well, I
course.
can explain in character right now if you wish.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. Cool.
Yay.
Help us know about this as well, because he's like, undead bad.
You can make an Arcana check if you wish.
All right.
All right.
15.
15. It's being like not too far from the borders of the dynasty as well, from your upbringing. You're aware of this faction that had grown out of the ashes of just an absolute hellhole of a place of history. But none of it is when you've thought back on it, you don't get that fucking like, oh, fucking bloody undead bastards. What the hell? They're messing with bad shit. It's, you know that it's not bad, but you just don't understand. Well, you haven't worked out whether it is evil or not. As well, I have the grace from the beacon itself and the Bright Queen that I am consecrated. I am here, I am alive. And right now, And you're probably looking at a drow that is quite young. Probably about similar ages to yourself, Merrick. Probably
So
around your age.
200-ish, 250.
No, he's 20.
Oh, 30-ish.
Yeah, he's like his late 20s.
Oh, damn.
And
He's a baby.
he is.
Yeah.
Wait, are elves like fully grown by that point, or are they?
They're
Yes.
adults. They're just not considered
Okay.
As
Yeah.
until they're 100.
Yeah.
Adorna is.
Adorna is an adult, but Adorna, you're very looking across him. You are very much aware that this is a young drow.
He's a baby.
As I am,
Who's a good commander?
I will do that.
I have
Hey.
been under the service of the dynasty for 200 to 300 years now. I was birthed by my mother and lived a very, pleasant life in my den and entered the Aurora Watch and grew in rank. And was given the honor of being consecuted and out on I was returning from Bazuzan on the edges of the Ghostlands outside Rosona, where we were attacked by the beasts and the lands that the Duskwatcher now protects and overlooks. I was fortunate enough to be within a close proximity that my soul was absorbed. It's only in the past 2 or 3 years that I started to regain my past life.
How do you regain it? If you don't mind me asking.
Comes in flashes and in dreams. Get a whole lot of deja vu walking the streets of the capital and knowing that you've never been to this part of the city as a young boy, but knowing exactly where you needed to go. Recognizing street corners, tavern owners, their names, their brothers, their sisters. And then you get taken in. To find out who you are. And they help you regain more and more of your life while leaving what you thought was your family behind. They are still my family, my parents.
I'm pretty sure that's kidnapping.
No, it is a great honor what my parents have received. having one of their children turn out to be
Not their kid?
both. Both theirs and another's. They are now part of my den. My true
Firstborn.
firstborn mother has accepted them into our den and our family, an extension. It's how dens grow and become more diverse. They share in wealth and power that doesn't discriminate. They were not chosen. They were not plucked because they had an angle or previous wealth. They were common, hard-working folk that have been honored and given a completely new life. These soldiers here with these tags, they were unfortunately not given the honor of being consecuted and will never return unless there is the magic that you discuss utilized.
Why not just consecute everyone? I've been fighting for a long time, and experience plays a big part.
You have to earn consecution. You have to prove your worth to the dynasty. Astral live centuries. There's plenty of time.
And what if you don't live centuries? Is it just that you have remarkably less time, or are you just not afforded the thought of consecution?
It's one that I'm still trying to learn.
Were you drow the first time?
Yes, very much.
So it's always...
No, there are other races that are consecuted. It is not exclusively to the drow.
So Gaia was your witch mother?
Firstborn mother.
Okay.
And then the parent... This is your second.
Body, yes.
And then the parents that birthed this you, body, whatever, they were now uplifted because of just happenstance?
Yes, very much so.
So this
So
is like reincarnate spell.
It is very similar to reincarnation, yes.
Okay.
Our soul and our thoughts and our memories are transferred into a newborn
Okay.
of any race. Their memories do not occur or realize themselves immediately.
I see. What were you going to say, Merrick? Sorry.
You said you were within... You were lucky to be within the... to get reborn again. Within the what?
A beacon had blessed me.
The beacon, it's the ones they were fighting over, yeah?
That we were fighting over, yes.
So you have to be within a certain mile, kilometer.
I personally don't know the exacts,
But
but that is...
it's not a few hundred meters. It's
We... Well, make a persuasion check with advantage, because you guys have kind of just been...
15.
15. They are beacons of light and hope and vast, endless probability. But they are also a beacon of war. Most leading, high-ranking, extremely knowledgeable, well-trained, even near very much the outbreak of the war, many were blessed with consecution.
As a precaution.
The beacons followed as a banner behind battles. It is a fallback of making sure that information and knowledge is not lost, and that people of interest aren't forgotten. You don't need to retrain people. You
just
don't need to
wait.
re-educate them.
You just need to wait 30 years.
You just need to wait a couple of decades.
What would one of these beacons look like?
And they make a persuasion check. Also,
19.
19. You'll recognize it. It's our symbol. And it is a line out emblem of a dodecahedron.
I can't draw a dodecahedron. I'm
No,
sorry.
definitely a 3D one.
The Decrahedron.
Interesting. And what if I were to take this dodecahedron and roll it on the floor? Or throw it in a hole? No.
Don't!
No, Kelkus is just trying his best to draw a dodecahedron. He's like, there's how many sides?
He'll be occupied for hours.
Well, you also see Walter is, I'm guessing, taking a lot of notes at this point.
Yeah.
And is just patiently, I don't know whether you're not unsure whether he's waiting to ask or for the right question, or he's just quite content just listening.
He's keeping quiet for the moment.
Yeah, I'm sure you do have questions, but
It sounds like, I don't know. It's a cult.
What?
Like,
We're
do
most
you-
consider the order a cult. Well, there's crazier
We are.
non-cults out there.
Definitely, we are. You may-
Cult.
You mess
we're not
around with
cult-
blood.
We're not cult for we do right in the world, and are we a cult? Oh my god!
Well, when I say drow to you, what comes to mind at first? Let's start with Adorna here. You are being an elf yourself, and you look upon me, a drow. What is your immediate response or thought?
Well, I wasn't. I didn't grow up being scared of drows. Just people.
But what did you learn of them?
Well, I've heard stories that you would be scary, you don't like, I don't know, sunlight.
Yes, we are definitely adverse to sunlight. But there is. Oh, Walter, being very clued in with with medicine and everything. What is the readings that you've had? Maybe slightly skewed from the Empire, potentially, but I think you're very open to finding unbiased resources.
Outside of superstition and let's say, should we say, over exaggerations or hyperbole about the drow. From a medical standpoint, they're very similar to elves, another
Yes.
elf species. Sociologically, I don't know much about them.
Well, we are often commonly tied to the betrayer god, the Spider Queen. We were her twisted kin. We lived underground, out away from the sun. Had devious, malicious intent to everyone and everything around us. But we found tears from the sky that fell and found us new light. A path that seemed improbable to be able to get away from the tangled web of loss. But we did. The hobgoblins of Dramarin detest us with every ounce of their blood and grit and their teeth. That we betrayed who made us. Well, we've been now walking for a fair while. Good part of the day as this long conversation has been going on. And he goes, well, anyone lost anything on the way? Still got those things I gave you, yeah?
Yep.
Oh. You'll be needing them now. Everyone got a good grip? No. Do you want a rope tying to you?
Yeah, it's fine.
I saw a nod from Calcus. Okay, I'll make sure I'll get some rope. And you approach within this woodland a fairly sizable hole with sown with soil and stone sort of bulging and exploded around the edges of cracked soil, and a slightly uprooted tree. And
I've seen this before.
you have seen this before.
There, we're going underground. I'm good with underground. It's going up as hard.
Oh, well, you're in for some good luck.
Excellent, excellent.
As no noise emits from his lips, there's just this very slight vibration that emanates out from under the feet of the commander.
Oh god.
And then this low rumble as a gargantuan purple worm emerges from the hole in the ground. Merrick and Adorla, all of you kind of step back, unsure of what's truly going on here. And last time two of you saw this, there was horror and a huge amount of damage, and it was very much a tactical attack on Druvenlode.
Was it only Zev that had gotten eaten?
Yes.
Oh, so.
And this great, massive maw of teeth, like as big as your torso near the edges, jagged and broken in parts, just endless rows towards a central gullet. And the commander kind of just goes up by the side and just, yep, very much places his hand on the side of the worm and withdraws two similar looking hooks. And you see him slide them in between the scales and the hide of the worm's outer shell and sort of just clamber up on top of it, along with his two colleagues.
Here goes nothing. I walk forward and follow suit, I guess.
Okay.
If I die, remember me as more than warm food.
Does everyone follow suit?
I whispered desert power under my breath and follow.
Desert power.
I'm gonna hold Calcus. I don't think you will be able to make it. Don't take it personally, and I'll cast a spider climb on him.
I feel a little offended, but I'll continue onwards anyway.
This is for your safety.
Walter, you find no issue clambering up and climbing up this.
You can just walk up, like.
Mm.
Yeah.
Monk shit.
Calcus can, yeah, yeah.
No, monk shit.
Well, yeah, there's some level, yeah. You kind of hook yourself in. Because, well, we're not going at full pace because we can't disturb or make too many vibrations, so it'll still feel quite fast for you, though.
How fast are we talking about? I'm still a little bit concerned.
I'm sure you'll manage.
No, not about that. I was thinking about following myself.
Ah, right. Well, you can do that if you want. You can, well, the tunnel kind of goes only one way, really.
Yeah.
So you can follow behind if you want, but it's just probably quicker this way.
Okay. Then I will just
Save your energy.
Right.
We'll be there soon.
I will give an uncomfortable look to Merrick and then I'll do the thing. Does this hurt? It?
Oh, no, she's fine.
I'm gonna
Does she
whisper
have
to
a
her
name?
into her door. I was gonna...
Pardon?
Does she have a name?
It's between me and her.
Okay.
You.
Didn't want to think about a name.
Kind of, yes.
Okay.
Just, keep an eye out for falling debris.
Sounds good.
And as the worm moves into motion, there is this jolt, and this weird sensation of like motion that
Like
you haven't really
being on subway.
yeah, you haven't really experienced before. It's kind of odd. It's like being on a... Why is music stopped? Why is music? Where's my mouse? Fucking hell. Multiple screens is a pain sometimes.
It's on Spotify.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, fuck sake. Oh, shit. Wrong thing. Oh, bugger. Oh, yeah, bastard. Oh, you bastard. Why'd you keep disappearing?
This is going well.
There we go. Can you hear it now?
Yes.
Cool. And descend underground into darkness. Right there, we'll take a break.
So you looked for the music just to go on a break.
Yes.
Yep.
Venus,
No.
talk.
No. Too
Talk,
late.
Fosters.
So,
No.
are we unmuted? Just to clarify.
Were we ever muted?
So, we continue as you are traversing underground in an underground tunnel on Purple Wormback. And it's you're going at a swift pace, and it's kind of noisy being there and on it. It's not deafening, but it's not quiet. As you just kind of hold on, but not necessarily dear life. But you travel for a while until you reckon about late evening, where the worm begins to slow and the commander kind of looks back at you guys and goes, probably you can rest your arms or have some food. Does that sound okay?
Yep.
You kind of clamber down off the back of the worm and begin to, like, a few lights just sort of pop up from out of nowhere, from each of the drow, sort of just cast a minor spell illuminating the tunnel and the space around you. It's quite bright, but they set it to a dull tone to begin with before brightening it gradually over time. And lean up against the side of the walls and draw out rations and begin to hand them out between the three of them. And they munch on some food.
I'll make tea as well.
Okay. We can continue through the night if you want. We have additional supplies to essentially strap you in while you're sleeping.
Sure, why not?
It will mean that we get there quicker.
If the worms are okay with it.
Oh yeah, she's fine.
So how does one get one of these worms? I feel like this would really up my just everything in general if I had one of these worms. I mean, it digs holes, it goes really fast, it's big, it's purple.
Yeah. What? Yeah. Okay. A lot of enthusiasm right now. There's a combination of you can attempt to go out and tame one. That's how it all began. Is that we encountered them and were able to loosely tame them into being more docile and placid in some respects. And then they were bred from and our den is particularly known for being riders of worms and have that connection with them. So we continue to breed them. Other members of the family also continue to go out and find there's this like not competition, it's like doing it the original way and breeding them and having them from larva is somewhat a cheat, and certain family members there was disagreements and how to approach our trade. It's however you determine it, really. So, and I've had, well, I originally, in my first body, I tamed this one at a young age. Managed to lead the mother away and draw her out. And obviously took a little bit to reintegrate with her in the transfer of, well, I smell completely different, but there is this continued connection between the two of us. Maybe you can attempt yourself one day, but
You said this was a trade as well?
Yeah.
So I could buy one of these worms?
They're mostly accounted under the Bright Queens. They're not for... Well, there are some for purchasing, but it's highly regarded as an illegal sale.
Well, everything has a price.
That is unfortunately true.
I will thank you for this information. I will think about this. Kelkus knows exactly what he's doing after this whole adventure's over. He's going to worm hunting.
Well, if you ever happen to have the desire, I can potentially give you a few pointers.
Oh, we'll definitely have to have a chat about that. Yes, give me all the information you know.
We concentrate on what we have ahead of us before we get to that.
Journey no worm lair.
Yeah.
A biography by Kilkis Way.
Kelkus had a great time on the worm. He was like, yeah.
Just like lift his head up and it's like a stalagmite a bit too low. I'm gonna walk up to Adorna while we're eating Litterberta while she's making tea. Are you okay?
Yeah. It's just the last time I saw this, it was very uncomfortable. Brought back bad memories.
Yeah, they weren't great.
No. Do you think he attacked there because we were there?
No.
So he just happened to find Ronnie.
I think he keeps loosely track on all his friends, business partners. I think there's very little he leaves to chance and circumstance.
I don't want to think that all those people died because of us. But it kind of feels like that.
No. We're not to blame for staying next to a field hospital that's getting attacked. No, it's a very low blow to attack the wounded. It is effective though.
It is. How old do you think he is?
The Drow or Mosque?
Almost.
I don't know. It's hard to tell with the stink of necromancy around him.
Yeah. And
And
this whole consecution thing brought a new perspective.
It did.
So many possibilities.
Possibilities of what?
Was he always the Dusk Watcher? Was he born as something else? How
Maybe
many
it was
times that he was reborn? It's just... I don't think we will ever learn this.
Ask him. He likes you.
Yeah. I should. But I don't think he will answer my questions.
He doesn't seem to do that very often.
Mm.
At least not in a way that is satisfactory to the one who asks.
Maybe we can ask them. Maybe they know something.
Maybe. Can you do me a favor next time we get a moment alone without any outsiders? Could you check up on my family?
Sure. I can do it now.
No, it's fine.
Are you sure?
Quite sure. It's fine. You're gonna do it as soon as I turn around, aren't you?
Yes, I will, because I am also concerned and curious.
Let me know when you're done. I'm just gonna sit down next to her.
Michelob.
Okay.
First brother, then sister.
Brother, then sister.
No, I'm sorry, Tim.
And 5th level's 1.
I'm trying to bloody remember your brother and sister's name.
Lucas and Emma.
Emma, there we go.
Do you have anything from them on you? That would help.
I have my locket, but it's not from them.
A picture
it's
helps
not
as
even-
well.
It's not even. It's like 20 years old, if not even
Still.
more.
It says
24.
likeness or picture -2 to save modifier, so.
Yeah, it's likeness. It's like 25 years old.
Still. Gimme. Were you
I'm
in this
gonna-
picture too?
No, he's not. I'm gonna give you the locket.
Your camera's gone wild, Haki. On my end, anyway.
Yeah.
There we go.
I'm gonna give you the locket, but I'm gonna twist one, like the chain, around his hand and still hold on to it.
Okay. So, brother, as the water inside the orb muddies and clarifies, you peer in and see a younger, very similar looking version, probably healthier, more human version of Merrick. He's sat around a long board table in some kind of meeting. You see that his hands are both in front of him. He looks uninjured. He has all of his limbs and is healed. And is just listening to just sort of a rundown of like military drills that they're going to run the next day for their various regiments for the next day's training. All seems fairly generic and boring. He's paying attention. He's not lost interest. He is very much alert and concentrating on whoever is making the speech or commanding this discussion.
Okay.
For Emma, as you peer in, the water becomes opaque and brown and silty and dirty before clearing, and you remain to see the hands, or your hands, underneath the orb as the spell fails.
Well, I could see your brother, but your sister was, well, she's either protected or you managed to deflect my spell.
Probably protected. Thank you.
You wanna learn about your brother?
I'm assuming you would tell me with what you saw.
I mean, did you know that he was completely healed?
Yes.
Okay. I did not. It was a shock for me.
He was healed at my was it birthday before we split up.
No.
No, he
Yes.
wasn't.
Not no, yeah,
But
not
was-
completely. Not completely.
He has all of his limbs.
That's good.
They
He said I was
grew.
gonna get him back.
Mm.
I mean, I've heard of powerful nature folk doing the similar thing.
Yeah. But I don't think they were the nature folk that did
Hmm.
that.
No.
As if, yeah. I can try again later.
It's fine. I'm gonna grab my locket and just.
How about your parents? You want to learn about them?
Not from a spell, no.
I'm
feel
gonna
like-
spend my 6th level and I will
Oh, for
look at them.
fuck's
I've never
sake.
seen them. I've only seen them in the pictures, and they will only get -2.
They're not in that picture.
They're
Yeah,
not.
it's just the
Nope,
brother and
just my
sister.
Okay. Still, I'll
What's
try.
the DC?
They have plus 10, don't they?
No. You add +5.
Fine.
17 is the DC. And I have to focus on one. I'm gonna focus on Mom.
Okay. So, the spell fails.
What did I just tell you?
And I need to listen to you. What?
Just when I was gonna be nice to you.
Since when?
I have been nice to you.
Hmm.
Apart from almost killing you a few times.
Sure. We'll call it night.
If you, we should probably continue going if you're willing to sleep en route. If not, we'll camp here.
Warm sleep.
Kelly's already strapped in on the side.
Let's go. Let's go.
we can go.
Very well.
Do we need to be strapped completely, or can we sit down?
You can hold on as long as you wish before. We'll make sure.
For meditation.
Well, you'll kind of be in a sleeping bag that is hooked up to
Okay.
her.
Can you
So-
not meditate lying down?
Haven't done it in a very long time. Maybe I can try sleeping for once.
So, as you all kind of slide into very kind of compact, hooked in sleeping mats, roll mats, or bed rolls, the worm moves into motion once more And Kelkis is just, you can see his head is still kind of pitched up. And he's looking around. Every so often he kind of clambers out of his roll mat and sort of like anchors himself gradually up next to the commander and is sort of looking out.
God.
And then returns.
I gotta say, this is
But-
pretty great.
I'm gonna just try and get some extended sleep.
Okay.
I'll listen to the rhythmic motions of the purple worm and like.
Yeah. And that is very much one thing that you all kind of pick up on. There is this thrum, this pattern, this rhythm to the motion of this gargantuan monster just traversing through the tunnel. And Merrick, that idea of prolonged more sleep just pulls over you like a hot shower, and you just fall to sleep. Walter, your mind kind of contemplates and digests this new addition to extending life and the possibilities that, well, the pros of what it brings, but also reflect on what really is there a flaw to this concept, this ideal, this unknown, well, even more peculiar religion or magic that has been, your eyes have been opened to. And weirdly enough, Adorna, you consider meditation and attempting to anchor yourself to your surroundings like you do every night. But being in motion on the back of this beast, you struggle to really plant yourself. And again, that thrum, that rocking sensation just begins to wash over you. And this weird sensation that you haven't really experienced before. And it feels kind of uncomfortable and odd and weird. But you slowly succumb to something that is seen as very unhelpful or useless or to you and your, well, race. You deem it as wasted time. But you succumb to sleep. Kelkis, make a Constitution saving throw for me, please.
All right. Constitution. Where am I? 11.
11. Okay.
Never mind.
What?
No, I read wrong. Never mind.
Okay. You're fine. You do not take a point of exhaustion from your childlike behavior on Christmas Eve, an excitement of wanting to stay up all night, and just refusing to go to sleep as he's just enjoying the night just too much.
That's brilliant. It's so good. I love this worm.
That you get small sections of rolling into your bed back, but after a little bit you kind of wake and you're like, oh, you forget where you were. I'm in a hole and I'm moving, and you get up and go out and see if anything's changed, and then nothing has changed, and that's the best thing about it. Nothing is different. It is still a long, dark tunnel ahead of you, and you are still underground.
It's so good. It's so great. Why can't I just live here?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I just realised something.
What?
Kelkus is just autistic.
Pretty much.
That makes a lot of sense.
And hours kind of go by, and Walter, you kind of wake first and notice that Merrick is just deep in sleep. Why, you fucking bastard. Where does that... Cool, that's fine. I'm just making sure that was still working properly. Merrick is deep in sleep, and oddly enough, so is Adorna. Unsure of what time of day it is and how long. It's all just... Time has just gone and left you. How long you've been were sleeping for, and how long after daybreak has been. Kelkus is just too wired at this point due to his lack of sleep and overstimulation. He is just struggling to string a sentence together. Yeah. And eventually Adorna wakes, and hours or an hour or so after that, so does Merrick. And after you guys have been awoke and you've kind of managed to feed yourself loosely while tucked into and strapped to the back of this worm, eventually it comes to a halt, and the commander goes like, okay, we'll be on foot from here. We're not too far out of Dromaren.
Can I insight check that?
If you want.
Are we really close to Dromaren or somewhere else? Is what I'm...
No.
17.
17. He looks pretty focused. Seems to be telling the truth.
Are
I
we
trust
going-
people, by the way.
Are we going through the tunnel still? Or are we...
You're within the tunnel still.
Okay. Is
There's
Dromaren
a,
an underground city?
No, it's a fortress up in
Okay.
the range. Well, there's, from my recollection, there's a slight... We come to a dead end. We didn't want to breach the surface near the fortress to be found or seen. With the size of the worm anyway, we made a small exit ourselves that we dug, Kelkus, so you can admire our digging, as well as you've admired the worm's ability to dig.
Just running around the worm.
Worm.
And from there, we will. Before we exit, we'll go under our disguises and enter the fortress. Sound good? Everyone prepared. During this negotiation and account, there's a chance that we may lose track of each other. I'll be under the pretense that you managed to get out and continued your way through the range. I really hope that is the case, and that you don't get taken or fall. I hope you understand the matter of we are in it for ourselves here, and we will protect you if we are there and aid you, but if we lose each other, we will not be coming back for you, and you do not need to do the same for us. Not immediately, anyway.
Noted.
But the likelihood of if you are taken, you will die. And we understand that risk as well. But this head matron, removing her from the picture will slow their progress, make them bicker, make them potentially disperse.
And if they don't?
We'll try and get into contact with you with the plans that you may or may not discover. If you can get them into the hands of either myself or the Dusk Watcher somehow, and you give my name, I'm sure it will get to me. Your name has been noted, of course, as a group within our records. And after this, I will make sure that there are notes alongside that this information may be coming our way. And that you are not necessarily trusted assets, but kind and friendly assets.
I've been called worse. Okay, stop smiling at the worm.
Worm. Eric, did you see the worm?
Yes, I see the worm.
It's great. It's so good. Can we get one?
I'll talk to Jet.
Yeah.
Oh no, I can't. Never mind.
No.
We can try to tame one together if you want.
Yes.
As you...
Can you turn yourself into one?
I don't think I can. What's the challenge rate of it?
Purple worm.
Oh, that's like 17 or whatever.
I imagine it's roughly around the size of a Tarrasque, yes.
Oh, they're like 50 foot long.
Yeah. I think Tarrasque is bigger.
Taraska is pretty big.
Yeah, Trask sounds like a small town, I guess.
Tarask is a small town.
They are challenge rating 15.
I cannot.
Nah, level 17 true polymorph, or shape change, whatever it's called. You got this.
So, as you climb through the smaller side tunnel and emerge into nighttime again, or very early afternoon, you were asleep a long time, Merrick and Adorno. Walter, you kind of began to gather how long you'd been awake for, keeping a vague passage of time.
Merrick's like a new man. He's like almost smiling at this point.
But before you see you see the Penumbra Range vastly closer. Just this formidable geological formation that is just this imposing, steep, black rock mountains. Fuck you, music. Oh no, it was just a quiet point. The jagged peaks that just every so often resemble just colossally large, like jaws of jagged teeth, and is just this blank, void-like silhouette against the darkening sky behind it. And in amongst the first steps up into it, you see this orange glow emanating out. You've kind of walked out into a graveyard of felled trees. The wildwood has been cut down here and logged heavily. As you just stand there, there's one of the commander's colleagues begins to draw magic from a focus around their neck. And your appearances shift. Into the feral, brown, tufty, orange skins of hobgoblins, brutish and thug-like stature. With your, clothing sort of emanating over the top and filling in the gaps. And you set off towards the fortress. And arrive with a chill in the air and heat and mist just pouring out of your mouth as you breathe and have hiked up. And gradually you see other dark figures emerging from their cliff sides with bow and a glint of metal shining in the light of the night. You see a number of large stone towers with ballista upon them. And then you are confronted by... Oh my god, that was horrible timing. I was trying to say bless. I was trying to catch it and say something before I actually did it, but I just couldn't.
That was perfect timing.
We are greeted by a sneeze.
Oh, greeted by a great big sneeze. By these onyx black fur covered hobgoblins with just bright yellow eyes that pierce the night, like the dark of the night. Torches begin to light across the cliffside either side of you. And the commander, just as you were walking up, has been whispering, don't worry, it's been spotted now. And just talking you through the motions, sounding very calm and collected as he does so. And during this confrontation, there is this converse of words of who you were, who you are, and why you're here. And that you guys had come from the village of the many hosts, and an envoy was sent, and this was the reply. And you are let in through an archway in the cliff pass of heavy set metal gates, and a trail that leads up to a nearly just as large, or if not larger, than the castle of the Empire that the king resides in, just carved and built from the cliffside out of the same black obsidian stone. It is a impressive fortress, and Merritt, you're kind of eyeing it up, and Kelkis, you're eyeing up the strategic value of everything around you, and this is would be a terrifying assault to go up against.
Helm's Deep, anyone?
You are led through the outer walls and into the main area of the fortress, where there is just structures and buildings not made. This is no shanty. This is no rundown area. This is fortified rock and steel and braces. Countless ballista and siege weapons are mounted upon the turrets and the walls. See great big iron cauldrons that hang above the gatehouse, and just this low glow and steam just pouring off the top, ready at any moment. Fires just occasionally just blasting heat underneath them and they glow white quite quickly. And there are many a hobgoblin, a handful of drow and dragonborn that are wandering these grounds.
How do they look? Not the like the drows and the hobgoblins and stuff. Do they look like civilians, or
No, they are all armored, armored, armed, fierce, deterred. Like they look pissed off and ready. You get stared down left, right, and center. They come and kind of loom over you and just look you over. They are just intimidating as fuck. None lay a hand on you. None barge or try and aggravate you or try and taunt you in any way. But there is just heavy death looks and stares left, right, and center as you continue up to the main keep. Sorry, thought I did this. Oh wow, didn't know that was that. Sorry, getting distracted. Oh, well, that's annoying that that's not in there. Very annoying. Not in there. Okay, cool. Well, we can just imagine, and I'll sort this other time.
There we go.
I will pull up, actually, I will pull up some tokens.
Oh.
Yeah.
Let's just do that.
Demon Feed Spider. I don't like that name.
Oh, do you see what these are? Oh, that should be off.
If you hover over.
They should be off, but hey ho.
Like in poor lad being named Hobgoblin 10. His parents did not
Yeah.
like
I thought I turned that off. How do I turn that off? You don't see their HP or anything?
No.
No,
You see the
just
names.
No
their
names to
name.
players. There we go. That should have gone off. Has that gone off?
Nope.
Oh, fuck's sake.
It's Hobgoblin 14. Look at that shit.
I mean, there's Hobgoblin Captain
Oh,
3 and
move
4.
enemies
What happened to 1 and 2?
I don't know.
No.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I made them disappear just then.
Teleporting Hobgoblins. Woo!
God, that's a new nightmare.
Disable border? No. Show name to players. Is that turned off now? That was originally on. Always display name. Oh, no.
Oh,
I don't. Normally you can't see it.
wait. Oh no. I thought it wasn't, but it was, the name was off the bottom of the screen. So I thought it wasn't popping up.
Never mind. That's fine. I didn't think I thought I'd turned all that off, or you could turn that all off, but anyway.
You can't see it for the token you just put in. Of like the
Oh, them.
Dre
Oh,
guy.
oh, the drought. Oh, that's interesting.
Unless
Probably
he
because
just
there's
doesn't have
no
a name.
stat. He doesn't have any stats or anything against him, I think.
Oh.
Does he have a name?
Yeah, that's your command. That's the commander. So,
Oh shit.
thank you. As you are led up and have this column of hobgoblins before this keep, and you see countless arrow slits in the walls.
Can I
You'll
ask
see
something
movement.
really quick?
Pardon?
Can I ask something really quick?
Yeah, yeah.
Did they give us food in the morning?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Are you gonna roll for that?
Oh no, not them. That's back at camp. That was back at their friendly. That was at the outpost.
If we lost that,
Yeah,
then
because everybody
you don't-
has hit points, temporary hit points. I don't.
No, that they've gone now.
not anymore.
And before you at the top of the stairs is a female hobgoblin, heavily armored, weapons at her side, and is just got their arms spread outwards in quite a friendly, open greeting gesture. You've come very late. But I'm glad you've arrived. It was a very long trip for you, I take.
I'm just gonna nod.
Well, come on in. It's never too late to talk, is it?
As I walk past, like these hobgoblins and everything, what kind of armor are they wearing? Like,
Oh, sorry. They're all wearing chainmail.
and sporting different melee weapons, I suppose. Like,
Yeah.
cool. I'm gonna follow the leader.
How many of the drow are with us? I take it it's more than just the one guy.
Yeah, sorry.
The drow are popping out of nowhere.
There you go. And as the commander kind of reaches the bottom of the stairs and begins to climb, he obviously drops to one knee at the bottom of the steps and gives a long bow before the matron and stands and pulls a short, like, dagger out from his side. As she does the same, and they come up in front of each other as you continue up the stairs. Do you follow suit with the Neos?
Yeah.
His colleague, the commander's colleagues, also do it.
Yeah, if everybody's doing it, then I'll do it. It's peer pressure.
As the two that have been traveling with you and have been reasonably quiet through all of this journey, they've been talking to the commander loosely, but they haven't really, mainly because I can't be asked to RP two other people, and the commander's the only really important person.
Don't say that. They have names.
They have names, yes. But as they're kneeling, they're sort of, you see them like eyeing up the stairs, waiting
What are they
for
watching?
this first meet.
Are they watching Matron or Commander?
They're watching the commander. As you see the commander, the commander initially, he brings the blade up to his face and cuts down like through his forehead and across his eye with the blade. Adorna, with your high passive perception, because you're like kneeling next to the two commanders, like entourage, you see them very subtly casting magic as you watch this as the commander just tears this blade into and across his face and eye and down the right side of his cheek and sheathes the dagger. And now getting a slightly closer look at the matron, you see multiple of these slashes across her eyes and eyebrows and down her cheeks as she draws the blade and goes down the left. And then they press their foreheads against each other. As now the second colleague of the entourage begins, you also catch them weaving magic very subtly. You see the blood beginning to trickle down the side of the commander's face as they kind of they've turned like, so they're out, you're seeing their side profile of this. And you witnessed this slash and you're like, how the fuck is this magic going to work? But Adorna, you are catching them leading and forcing the illusionary magic to convince. And when they touch foreheads, you see them like dunk and thud. She doesn't pass through the illusion at all. It is unbelievably convincing. Is Daniel falling asleep?
Not quite yet.
Not quite yet.
I'm listening. Just
yeah, that's fine.
People brutalizing themselves. It's soothing.
Daniel
my eyes are getting sore at the thought of it. I'm like, yeah.
As this is clearly some kind of greeting between the two. And she goes, "Welcome, brother." And the commander responds in turn, "It's been a long while since our clans have come together and spoke. I'm very intrigued to hear what you want." She goes, "Well, We can go inside for that. And she kind of gestures for the doors to creak open. Goes, come. We'll get some food brought to a table and start discussing, or working out some kind of negotiation, shall we? And he turns down to look at you guys who have begun to stand from the kneel and wander up the steps. And, okay, I now need to start revealing stuff. And you're led through hallways. On the inside, and it is all fairly plain and kind of just, there's no artistry, there's no lavish fancy items. It's predominantly just weaponry on racks across the walls of the interior.
Any interesting weapons? Like,
such as, what are you trying to?
I don't know, just like anything that wouldn't be crafted by them, like anything special they would have found.
Yeah, there's clearly some like a lot of elven, like metalwork, sort of just an array of different like races of making like dwarven and few halfling.
Yep.
Just a weird mishmash of just weaponry.
Okay.
And you are led up this set of stairs into this chamber here that kind of looks out over the keep below. These, they look like jail cells. They're not meant to be. Don't worry about that. It's just the map of what I could find. Essentially. And the building is kind of below. You have windows ahead of you and a large desk, so I can bring you guys up. Oh, as you entered the main gates, there was, like the main doors, there was 2 additional guards on the interior. And you're led. As you were like entering, you did obviously look over to your left and see this hobgoblin with essentially petting this horrific looking large spider as well. It looked like, well, it looked under control and tamed.
Does it look that the spiders we fought in the Chevalier Wood? But tame?
No, it does not.
Okay.
The commander kind of follows, and they filter in behind you also. I'm fucking so many tokens to move. I need to reveal more stuff just for space wise. Reveal. And I'm, well, yeah. Alright. Fucking, this is the problem of just using too many tokens just to prove points and stuff. It fucking sucks.
I've just started describing how many people there are about, and if the players decide to fight them, that's when I add the tokens.
Oh yeah, I know. This is kind of just, and like all these people that were outside filtered in behind you, and then kind of began to disperse. So these guys can hide for the moment. So you don't know where they went, and you don't know where these went. These two went. Hide tokens. And these followed you up as well. So he stands in the corner and just here. And the spider kind of wanders in at the end and crawls around the side of the door and up, kind of out of sight, tucked into this weird cubby hole that you see webs sort of spilling out of. There is enough seats for you. The table is large enough. Again, map, best I could find, kind of crack. And the matron kind of gestures, and you see that there's already food down, like large hogs, spit roasted hogs, and meats just like slightly steaming away on the table. And you're, well, welcome. So Jermarin. I understand that. Oh, I've lost that bit. Fuck. I take that you all hail from the Oceanic Car village.
Aye.
And we heard some rumors and interest or displeasure of the oppressive nature of the... She kind of spits on the floor before she says it. The Green Dynasty. Well, we can relieve you of that oppression. Depending on how you want to play this, there is two options. One is definitely more preferable than the other. The first is to leave your village and home and come live alongside us. Where the fuck have I just dropped that shit? Oh, titties. Oh, titties. Right. Don't let me forget that I dropped that.
That the matron goes like that. Oh, titties.
I need to find it because the cats will eat it otherwise, and I don't really want that.
You want to eat it.
That's not cat food, it's me food.
It's a bit of plastic.
God, I'm getting flipping. How are you so not tired, Haki?
What?
Isn't it late for you?
It's coming to 1.
Oh god.
I am
God.
tired.
Fucking Daniel and I are losing decisively.
It's like not even 10 yet, and I'm like,
um, and you can reside here with us, within these walls, and expand out where we have created a nice patch for you to live, out of the dangers of the wildwood. The other would involve a few more discussions, but we could aid in extinguishing the grasp of the dynasty on the many hosts for you, with your help, of course.
how do you propose doing that?
Well, we would send numbers of ours, armed, ready, war machines at our disposal. We love a good fight, and we're very good at it.
I know you are, but is this a war we could win?
Well, that is... yes, very much so. But it would somewhat be unnecessary, I feel. It is an option, but you uprooting and settling here, coming under our protection more, would involve less losses.
And how would you
The
propose
interest
fighting?
of drawing other villages, other of the hosts, towards here.
And how do you propose feeding all those extra mouths?
Well, the wildwood is abundant. There are in food and game, and our raiding parties consistently return with plenty of food. And not so long, with your help, of course, we will have many more, and an entire city to feed us.
What do you mean by that? Food is not grown or found in cities. It's not hunted in cities.
There is large stockpiles and supplies within them. There is the land that is farmed around it, and livestock.
What's it you're referring to?
Gordranis, of course.
Whereabouts is that again?
Risona. It is the old name of Risona, which you would know, I would say, in readings.
We have been told.
And you have been told. I truly believe that this will strengthen both of our clans.
But at what cost? How much of our independence will we be able to retain if we bend the knee to use?
Oh, well, that is the point of all of these discussions and the many to come. Of understanding the needs of ours side and your side. What you truly want from all of this. One being the dynasty being, well, not strong-arming you or telling you what to do. We do not wish of that. And we understand that there is going to be, you're not going to tell us everything you know or discover. And I'm going to be frank and honest that it will be the same on our side. Until our relationship grows and our trust blooms. We need more help. We need more numbers for building, tunneling, creating pathways and structures through the Penumbra Range.
Why? What lies on the other side of that Forsaken Range?
We do not want to go across it to Blightshore. We want to weave north and come down on top of the capital itself. They will not know we're coming. No one, they think it's a impenetrable wall. But they don't know what we do.
And you don't think that the dynasty would grow suspicious of us vacating the host of Igrafad, or whatever that area is called?
Well,
do you not think
you know better than me. Would they care that you disappear or uproot? Yes, they may take note of it, but they don't care of you. If you came under attack, would they send soldiers? Have they sent soldiers to help you defend your lands? Do they help in making sure the villages do not quarrel and bicker and fight and kill each other? And the commander kind of, no, they don't. I don't do any of those things. Exactly.
They don't do anything in those cases because that doesn't threaten them. This would be a threat. We would represent a force large enough to threaten the seat of power if we banded together.
We've been amassing numbers for decades, and they've never trudged out here.
Why would they? This is nigh impenetrable.
Exactly, it's safe. They cannot do anything to us in this position, so other than leave us alone. Even if you did join us, they can't do anything about it. When we're in here, they just know we're in here. Yes, raiding parties go out and we run into conflict with the dynasty. But they don't know what's going on behind this fortress, in this range behind.
Can I insight check that?
Of course.
Once again, it's not rolling. Yeah, 14.
I'm saying it with conviction and assertion. That's a kitty cat meowing.
Is the kitty one?
I don't mean to be rude, but we might have to end soon because I'm getting
Tired.
so
That's fine.
distracted.
That's rude.
Distracted,
Very
okay.
rude of you. How dare you?
How dare I want to stay awake and focus on the gameplay instead of destroying it for all of us? Yeah, no, it's horrible. of me.
You monster.
Yeah. You said you're going through and up north.
Mm.
How? Well, we've been told, like you said, that mountain range is no man's land.
We have been sent gifts from the Queen herself. We delve into the range. And we found something beautiful of hers. I'm just trying to find the name of it. Iracromancers. Or
The what,
Dusk
the what now?
Weavers. Sorcerers that call to us They create colossal web networks through the ranges and the passages. They trap their prey, but they also have vast knowledge of the network of the mountain range.
And that was the beautiful find.
Yes. They just fell through the window.
Is it possible to see this?
The network?
One of these arachnomancers, you said?
They are currently northwards with the party that are working to build the tunnels and structures through, giving guidance. We have plans of the route in a chamber within these walls. How we would get there. Well, the current direction and pathways that have been created.
That sounds impressive, to say the least. And powerful.
And this is why we reached out to you. To make sure our kind are on the same side.
Insight check. 19.
19.
Ooh.
There is very much an interest to make sure that you guys or your goblin folk stay together. There is still this vague bitter taste in her mouth that her and you guys are the same, happen to be the same. She still looks at you as lesser, yes.
Okay.
And she kind of looks across the room and nods at this individual here and goes, go and find the plans. And they kind of nod and sort of walks out of the doors. And the spider kind of crawls around and follows and disappears out of sight. And not everyone is necessarily like her, and now the one remaining guard or person is sort of her guard is stood up, and not everyone sat down. The commander's sort of counterparts have been sort of standing and looking and moving every so often, sort of restless, sort of checking like armor straps and all this sort of stuff, and wandering around the room. And then the commander sort of leans back in their chair and begins to kind of very subtly kind of get the attention of each and every one of you.
Yep.
What do you guys do?
Lean in.
So, oh, hello, cat. Bloody hell. Jesus.
Hi, Kitty.
You stop. Yeah, you stop. So she's over here. Sorry, I just need to zoom in on this map. She's at the head of the table, pretty much. The guard is over here. You guys have kind of sat around.
Are you moving stuff around?
Yeah, I'm moving stuff around. Sorry, I'm just repositioning.
No, because I can't see.
Oh, it's moving for me.
Oh, really? You might want to reload.
I don't want to be sit in front of her.
Oh, I'm sat next to my good buddy Water.
I'm gonna sit between her and Adorno.
Okay.
Or stand or
Yeah, yeah.
I'll probably stand, like I won't sit. Fuck it.
Yeah. That's fine. As like the guy, the spider handler exited, admittedly, just for, I would say, just for, it would make sense that someone replaces him as a number. Because there's obviously quite a few of you, and not many of them. And that she's just hanging out between the two of them, kind of around. The commander's sort of steps up. So, yeah, just very kind of long, tiring day. That's all. And the matron sort of sat there, just keeping an eye on everyone and looking out. Hold on. And she's there, just picks up a piece of meat and begins to munch on it. And the commander's entourage begins to sort of is like circling around from this location, just very gradually and very slowly. Before sort of not wanting to go out of the sight and round the side back of the matron, as not wanting to look too shifty. And yeah, basically. And the commander kind of goes, well, it is this is a conversation that really should continue. And what you're proposing is extremely adventurous and aggressive. And us of the many hosts of Iglothad are very interested in aggressive plays. And we've become tired of the dynasty. But we really shouldn't underestimate them. We really need to make sure that, like my friend here, we don't feel like they're going to be alerted by this sudden shift in political alliances of us. And at that kind of moment, Haki, your camera's gone funny again.
I see a kitty.
Cat.
It's gone disco mode.
Yeah, disco mode. This drow, well, hobgoblin here, rushes, like, dips their hand into their pocket. And just as the matron is, like, opening her mouth to bite into a piece of meat, you see this individual rush up to her and then just slam something into her mouth and press it over and yank her head back so she swallow. And there's just this instinct reaction for their matron to swallow all of a sudden. This one kind of snaps into like action and casts a spell, sleep, upon them. You see them kind of become slightly woozy. And the commander comes up to the head facing her. And she's like muffled, screaming, like slightly choking, unsure what she's just ingested. As, yep.
Aren't they immune to sleep?
Drow are, yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
Drow are, yeah.
Okay, Drow was casting this. Okay.
Yeah, the Drow was casting the spell.
Yeah, okay.
What do you guys do in this situation?
There's the hobgoblin captain who's asleep and the hobgoblin who's asleep, yeah?
Yeah, these two, yeah.
And then she's ingested something. I'm gonna draw my weapon and I'm gonna move over and catch the normal hobgoblin, and I just wanna drag him around the corner.
Okay, nice.
Here.
Yeah, yeah.
So he follows like that.
Yeah, cool. She kind of does the same and begins to drag this one around. Oh, no, she's going to drag him this way. And stands at this corner.
And then I'm going to lay that hobgoblin down, and then I'm going to wait here in case something comes. Weapon ready.
Walter, Calcus, Adorna?
I draw my short swords.
You draw your short sword, okay.
Just in case.
Walter?
We have no way through the range. They haven't dogged through to the end to the other side of the range. This is a dead end for us.
It's on its way.
As you now see the commander.
I didn't say what I was doing.
Oh yeah, sorry.
It's okay. These are doors, right?
Yeah. They shut behind.
When
they left.
The fuck just happened?
are you going for the plans?
I thought they were bringing the plants in here.
Yep.
I will stand in front of the door, ready to turn into Earth Elemental.
Okay.
How high is the ceiling?
I'd say they're about 15 foot.
Okay,
No, that's
good.
really high. That's quite high. Probably about 12 foot.
Yeah, okay, that's good.
Was it with people in the past and high-ass ceilings?
Because they could.
It's either really high or really low.
As as you now see the commander begin to cast a spell, as the hand over the mouth stops. Kelkis, you can make an Arcana check, or Walter, you can make an Arcana check if you're proficient as well.
Yeah.
19.
19. He is
21.
currently casting the fear spell on the matron, as this like imposing sort of force, and this aura emanates around him, and he goes, "Don't be making a noise. You don't know what you just ingested." And the whites of the matron's eyes just flare up as fear begins to set in.
Are any of the drow not currently grappling a hobgoblin?
No.
Okay, that's fine.
They're both asleep. And the drow that forced the whatever it was down her throat has kind of stepped back. She goes, "One more word, and things get really, really, really uncomfortable for you. Because I just picked up a hand, the stone that this place is made from. Strong, black, glass-like stone. Jagged, painful. That's what you just swallowed. And you may think that's not too bad. You're tougher than the stone that you've carved. You can move around freely. But one word, those stones don't. They stay in place. If I push you, everything just gets ripped apart. And he kind of sits down in the chair. And he looks over to you, Merrick. Wake him back up. You too.
I just... Poof. I'll disarm him before.
Yeah. You can calm them, don't worry. Nothing happened. You're very aware of that, matron, aren't you? And she's just shocked by this, well, betrayal.
Yeah, like she was gonna treat us any better. Lying.
And the fear kind of fades from her eyes. And the anger begins to flow back in. And her eyes narrow. And her fists clench. And we'll pick up there next week.
Hey.
A part of me really wants to see if it works like